Our research focuses on at-risk butterfly conservation. Schaus swallowtail is a large charismatic butterfly that occurs only in southeast Florida. It exists in a habitat called tropical hardwood hammock. And it's always been a very rare butterfly within the state of Florida. However, over the last decade, the numbers have really gone southward. So as a result, we are working on breeding the butterfly here at the University of Florida and ultimately reintroducing the butterfly back into the wild to ensure that we can establish new populations and bolster existing populations to try to stave off its eventual extinction within the state of Florida. Beyond simply breeding butterflies, a lot actually goes into the back end of reintroduction biology. So we need to understand the threats in the wild, we need to understand their biology and ecology, and we also employ modeling so that we can have a better understanding of how the individuals that we release in the wild may influence the population, how strategically, location-wise, where they go, how many individuals actually go into the wild or back into the wild for a reintroduction. So it's a more complicated process than simply throwing individuals back out into the wild. We're interested in filling in gaps of information regarding their ecology, their range, their status within Florida, and the threats that are impacting on them to keep them rare. And we really focus on ways of doing conservation practice better. So best practices that can ensure that the recovery goes more smoothly, that our conservation work overall has a greater impact so that we ensure that these populations remain viable here in the state of Florida for years to come. So our research is really focused on doing conservation work better. We want to improve the ability to help recover these very, very rare organisms. And we may not be successful with each individual one, but if you do the process scientifically, you learn from mistakes, you learn from successes. So ultimately, we're trying to increase the best practice of conservation so that whether it's the organism we're focused on today or an organism we'll be focusing on 2 years from now, we'll learn lessons through the process of doing science that can ultimately lead to improved success in the wild.